Film in 2025 is revolutionary. It's taking over the photography industry. Photography has gone back to the old cameras where we can actually feel them. Photography has... No. If you believe anything like that about film, if you think that film in 2025 is revolutionary, if you think film in 2025 is taking over, you've been misled in a big way. Film is not taking over. And over the past several months, I've seen so many photographers put out videos, put out blog posts, write articles about how film is such a revolutionary thing, how film is doing all this amazing stuff. And then within months, within weeks sometimes, they've dropped film completely. So let's talk about film photography. Where is film going in 2025? Is it something that you want to look into? Is it something that's going to improve your photography? What is shooting film in 2025? What should you be doing to shoot film? And let's get into all of that. So first of all, do I have anything against shooting film? Do I have anything against getting a roll of film, putting it in a camera? No. If you want to do that, go for it. But please understand, most of the people out there that are promoting shooting film are not promoting shooting film. All they're doing is they're telling you to capture your images via film, get it developed the traditional way, spend a ton of money doing it, and then scan it in and manipulate it that way. So all they're doing is getting rid of the digital capture part of photography. They're not actually film photographers. They're just using film to remove the digital capture part. And then later on, they bring back the digital capture part by scanning it in. Then they edit the heck out of it in Photoshop. Then they do all their work and everything that used to be done in a darkroom. And then they print it out on an inkjet printer. It's not film photography. It's just changing the way that we're capturing our images. And there's nothing that I see at all in the industry that says that film is going to make any type of an impact in our photography business, in our photography hobby, in the art form of photography in any way, shape, or form. Now, don't get me wrong. I know a number of people who are shooting film and they are developing it themselves. They are doing it in a darkroom so that they can make their own prints and they like what they're doing. Some love what they're doing. But if you talk to these people, they will be the first to admit that taking a roll of film, shooting it, developing it, then printing it is so much more labor intensive, so much more expensive, and so much harder to reproduce on a regular basis in a good way that it's almost impossible to run a business or even a good hobby or whatever using film. There are issues. There are big issues. And it's not something that we're going to overcome. It's not something that's being worked on. The photography industry is not looking back to film as a savior for the photography industry. The photography industry is struggling for its life right now because smartphones, cell phones are taking over. And cameras, whether they're film cameras, digital cameras, are struggling to keep themselves alive because smartphones are ruling it. So going and investing money into film photography is not something that the manufacturers are looking at doing. I have not seen a manufacturer that has actually made a huge play in the film camera market and said, we're coming out with this massive, huge investment in film photography by bringing out new bodies, bringing out new lenses, bringing out new accessories. Nobody has done that. Likewise, in the world of film, film is just being recycled. We're taking the technology that was developed 10, 20 years ago. We're putting it into different film brands, different film types. We're doing little tweaks with it and we're saying it's new, revolutionary. It's not. Money's not being spent anywhere near what it used to be in film. So don't fall for that. Next, if you're looking at running a business, if you're looking at shooting weddings, add some film to it if you want. Take a film camera, whether it be a 35 millimeter, medium format, large format camera, and shoot some pictures. But I can almost guarantee you that if you do it exclusively, that you're going to struggle. If you have just film as your main medium, that many of your customers are going to walk away. Now, add it as an accessory. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're a nature photographer and you like the look of film, sure, great, go for it. Shoot some nature, shoot some wildlife with film. But if you step away from digital completely, you are going to handicap, well, your business. Or if it's a hobby, you're going to handicap your hobby because there's only so far that, well, film is going to go over digital. So if you want to be a true film photographer, what should you do? I recommend this. First of all, obviously, pick yourself up a good film camera. It doesn't have to be brand new. Get yourself a good camera that's trustworthy. Go to a shop that knows how to check them out, that sells them, that gives a warranty with them. It can be a used camera. Get yourself some film and start shooting it. Then, before you invest the money into a lab, before you invest the money into anything to develop it yourself whatsoever, send the film away and get a good lab to develop it for you. Get them to make you some analog prints, not digital prints. You don't want the film scan. Get them to make you some actual prints right from your film and take a look at it. See what you think about it. If you like the look, if you like the way it's going, then look at investing into a lab. Look at investing into a darkroom where you can develop your own film. Look at investing into an enlarger where you can print your own stuff. Get that accessories and start going that way. If you want to start out, go to your local, well, art club. Go to your local whatever it is, society that you have. Maybe it's a photographic society. Maybe it's some sort of an art photography or crafts group. And see if they have a darkroom that they'll rent you, a university, a college. And start developing your stuff that way and see what it's like. Don't take the shortcut of scanning it, but actually go from negative to developing the negative to printing it on an analog printer to actually drying it to actually holding and smelling the print. It's cool to handle an actual piece of work that smells like photography, that has the texture of photography. It's cool to see a negative. It's cool to see it when it's developed. There's so much to it. But stop taking the shortcut of becoming, well, the intermediate capture device only of film and then going back to digital, because that's not what photography is. Now, like I said before, is photography taking over? No. I've seen so many people that have come out with YouTube videos, that have come out with Instagram posts, TikTok, whatever you want, done blogs, done everything that you can imagine, podcasts, saying that film is revolutionary, and it's not. Many of these people haven't got a clue what they're doing. They haven't got a clue what they're actually talking about when they're talking about film photography, because they're not doing film photography. Don't fall for what they're saying. And I'm seeing a lot of these people that are changing their minds halfway through. All of a sudden, it's like, well, you know what? I guess film photography isn't as good as it used to be because, well, no, it's still the same. Nothing has changed with film photography. The only thing that's changed is your expectations of film photography being completely different than what they've ever been. Film photography is fun. There's benefits of doing it, but there's challenges. There's dust, there's scratches, there's chemicals. There's all this stuff that you're dealing with that you don't deal with in, well, digital photography. So don't fall for all the hype. Figure it out yourself. See if it's something you want to do and go from there. Could you make a living doing film photography? In specialized areas, I think you could. If you do specialized prints, let's say scenic prints, and you do a specialized print run of them, and you promote that it's all 100% film, I think you could make a market. I think you could make some sales of it. But understand, reproducing from film is nothing like printing from digital. I can hit print and walk away from my printer and have 500 prints in a couple hours. With film, you're in the lab, you're dodging, you're burning each individual print in a darkroom, and it's a lot of work. But it is fun. It is challenging. It is something that, well, has a different look than digital photography in any way, shape, or form. So I feel better. I just had to get that off my chest. If you shoot film photography, put a comment down below if you're doing film and how you're doing it, if you have a darkroom, if you're sending it away, or if you're scanning it. I'd love to hear from. Have a great day. Talk to you soon, and get out there and take some amazing pictures. Bye-bye now.